If you are a midlife woman or you're coming up on this powerful season of growth, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Unraveling Together. I'm Samantha Graber, also known as Dr. Sam, seasoned holistic health physician and woman in the midst of midlife's unraveling. Unraveling Together is a place we talk about the things we just don't talk about, but so desperately need to as women. Together we untangle ourselves from our pasts and weave a beautiful web for a future we so deeply desire to bring to life. Grab a cup of chai, water, tea, or joe, and let's get to it. The antidote to stress in perimenopause is resilience. It's the same at any point in our life. Stressors, they vary person to person. What stresses you may not stress me, and vice versa. What is consistent amongst us is that we all feel some level of stress on a daily basis. Whether we want to acknowledge it consciously or not, our bodies and our subconscious minds keep score. Midlife brings with it perimenopause. Exactly when that gal comes a-knockin' is unknown. We must be prepared as best we can. Building up your resilience skill set is one such way to stack the success deck in your favor. Perimenopause is definitely one long lesson in resilience building. A lesson akin to an MMA match, a mixed martial arts match, further reinforcing the understanding of the phrase muttered by many a midlife woman, way to kick a sister while she's down. Just as in an MMA match, there are no rules in perimenopause. Peri doesn't play fair, not one bit. Resilience allows us to grow, heal, and overcome our situations instead of letting hard times get the best of us, even when it feels like we can't catch a break. Without resilience, one can quickly become overwhelmed, frustrated, sad, and tired of their life. In fact, having a low level of resilience is one of the main reasons why people feel overwhelmed by their situations, get burned out at their jobs, and feel as though they are living a life they don't want to be living. With this in mind, resilience is the key to overcoming any difficult situation and living a fulfilling life. Notice how I didn't just say happy life. To me, the key is a fulfilling life. So it is imperative to know the limits of your own resilience and learn new techniques to become more resilient in the future. During our perimenopause stage of life, the past gets stirred up. Sometimes it's a gentle rotation of the wrist, like when we're folding egg whites into a meringue. At other times, the activity is more an agitation, mimicking the Gulf of Mexico during a hurricane. Believe you me, that is a stirring of epic proportion. To same page it, a stressor is the cause of a resulting stress. Now, stressors can be short and long-term situations, people, some more than others, weather, political unrest. They can be chemical in nature, amongst a whole host of other things, whereas stress itself is what our body, mind, and emotional side do in response to the stressor. Stress accumulates, so too does resilience. A Chinese proverb you're probably familiar with is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This too applies to resilience building. Since now is the second best time to fortify our resilience fortress, let's get to getting. Perimenopause? She waits for no one. As noted, she does not play fair. Let's get a leg up on the pending MMA match, shall we? You've got me in your corner, and I know almost all her moves. She's got some decent tells, like your kid when he's trying to convince you that she was not the one who ate the ice cream. Oh, we know your game, kid, because we invented it. Am I right? So putting in the work now, whether in the thick of this natural transition or in anticipation of it, you can boost your resilience and ultimately overcome any adverse situation that comes your way during perimenopause. Anytime, really. Implement the simple things I'm sharing with you today to strengthen your resilient mindset so that you can bounce back from any challenge life throws at you. I can hear you now. Any challenge? Yes, any challenge. I am well aware that life certainly has a mean left hook at times. I've been on the mat on several occasions. I know intimately that some challenges seem way too big to overcome. I get that. When we're in the thick of it, absolutely. But I promise you, if you look hard enough, someone has overcome it, and you can too. You may need to reach out to others, mental health professionals even, but you can overcome what lies before you. I have full faith in your ability. We call learning how to boost resilience training. Much like endurance training or weight training in the gym, resilience training will take time and effort to master. Just like any training, you will improve with consistent practice. Keyword, consistent. Making gains in your physical training is only appreciable over time. It is accomplished by the accumulation of all the small steps along the way. Same for resilience training. This is an excellent place to use the baby steps concept. Resilience can be built in baby steps. Learn to recognize and feel good about yourself when you make a resilience baby step. Additionally, resilience training is like other training in that it is holistic. In other words, it focuses on all 4 components of resilience: connection, wellness, growth mindset, and meaning. Some days you may need to emphasize one component over another, but it is important to treat each component as equals. In my opinion, training your attention and awareness are the most important exercises in the realm of resilience training. How so? Being attentive allows you to recognize your feelings, your thoughts, and the world around you. Attention training includes becoming more intentional and mindful in your life. When we lose this attention and awareness, then catch ourselves in the act, so to speak, we can swiftly refocus our attention and awareness, much like an athlete refocuses on the next movement in their sport. Training your attention requires you to draw attention to your feelings and thoughts so you can interpret how you feel, strategize solutions, and connect meaning to the world around you. In addition to boosting resilience, training your focus decreases stress, decreases anxiety, and boosts your quality of life. Training your attention, also known as mindfulness, requires you to utilize mental, emotional, and physical resilience even when you are undergoing a minimal amount of perceived stress. Here's how attention training relates to the 3 main types of resilience. Mental resilience. Training your attention requires mental resilience because it requires you to focus your mind so that it does not wander aimlessly. As you train your attention, you also train your mental resilience. Another check in the mindfulness column. Emotional resilience. A key aspect of training your attention is being able to discern between thoughts and emotions that support us and those that detract and distract us. Improve upon your attention and you'll improve your emotional resilience. They are intricately related. Physical resilience. Whenever you train your attention, you force yourself and your body to remain still or focused on the task at hand. This improves your physical resilience because it makes you become more in command of your physical body. Now, here are some ways to train your attention. There are 4, in fact, that I'll share with you today. Number 1, break tasks into manageable chunks. One of the easiest ways to train your attention is to break up tasks, a project, or the day into manageable chunks. Many studies have shown that it's easier to focus your attention if your attention has a set time frame. Desk Time, a computer use tracking app, they published some pretty specific results upon evaluating 5.5 million daily records. The highest performing 10% worked heads down for 52 consecutive minutes, followed by a 17-minute break. So the way you do it is during work hours, set breaks every 52 minutes. If 52 minutes sounds like a lot for you, start with 20 minutes and work your way up. Take a proportionate break. So what I mean by that is no one for you, one for me on the clock game for you, okay? So this will train your mental and physical resilience. During your 17 minutes, step away from the computer. Make a cup of tea, water a few plants, pet the cat, chat up an in-person coworker or a neighbor if you head out on a walk. Point is, do something other than the task at hand. And please do not be checking your phone the whole time. Set the timer, walk away from it, but make sure it's loud enough that you'll hear it. So when the 17-minute break buzzer goes off, get back on task for another 52 minutes. Lather, rinse, repeat. Number 2, be mindful. Another way to train your attention is to be mindful. Mindfulness is basically having a moment where you focus on the exact moment at hand. Nothing before, nothing after. An easy way to practice mindfulness is with daily meditation. A collaborative study between the University of Arizona and the University of Washington showed that just 10 to 20 minutes of mindfulness can improve your focus today and in the future. Mindfulness improves all aspects of resilience. Mindfulness, like most things that benefit us humans, has a cumulative effect. Don't give it one try and expect a miracle. Make a consistent effort. You'll be amazed by just how powerful your mind is when you put your mind to it. All right, so number 3, practice attentive listening. Attentive listening is when you listen to another person without interrupting, recapping, or using connection words. It also means not listening to respond. We all know when we're doing that, and we certainly know when it's being done to us, right? You can just tell like they're waiting for that pause so they can just jump right in, or talking over you. Love that. I am always working on being more attentive so that I don't interrupt other people. Some people need a good interrupting though. Am I right? Anyway, that aside, attentive listening requires you to stay engaged in your listening abilities. Attentive listening trains all 3 forms of personal resilience: mental, emotional, and physical. And then number 4, journaling at night. Another way to train your attention is to journal at night. Journaling at night will give you the chance to focus purely on the thoughts and feelings you're having at that moment. Try to stay in the moment as intently as possible. If or when you make this into a habit, journaling will also turn into a healthy coping mechanism that will make you more mentally and emotionally resilient. It is a great way to unload from the day and free your mind up to focus on its most critical next step, getting a good night's sleep. By practicing some of these techniques every day, you will boost your mental dexterity and resilience. Don't wait for down days to do them. Dial up the effectiveness by flexing your attention and awareness muscles on days when things are going great too. Perimenopause is the bridge from our other self to our true self. It takes a lot to continuously interrupt your go-to patterns. Believe you me. It's like an all-day project for me sometimes. And it is a BYOB type of scenario. So in this instance, though, BYOB stands for Build Your Own Bridge. This is what resilience training provides. Which resilience training tip will you implement first? Are you going to go with the nightly journaling, being more mindful, listening actively, or breaking up the task at hand? Every single day is a new opportunity to take on one, if not all of these. They're super simple. Give it a shot. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Thank you for joining me on the Unraveling Together podcast. I'd love to turn this thing we've got into a dialogue. Follow me on LinkedIn at Dr. Sam Graber, where we can have conversations about all things midlife, perimenopause, and finding meaning through it all. If you want a deeper dive into exploring your midlife experience, consider joining the Unraveling Together community of rebellious midlife women. It is there that we roll up our sleeves and do the work. Unraveling Together is a resource hub, roadmap, and online coaching community curated by yours truly. We are navigating this time called midlife together, for we truly believe we are stronger together. And when unravelers are in need of an assist, they have all of us there alongside them.